Hi, I'm Roy Furr, and this is your Video Friday issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. And for today's video, I want to talk to you about your 3 steps to find your perfect prospect for the offer that you want to make. Now, my inspiration for doing this video today is that I just went out to the mail, and yet again today, our mail was full of people who were asking us for money in support of their charitable causes. And I know specifically why our household has gotten a lot more of these requests in the last couple of years versus what we used to get. And it's all in these 3 steps that I'm going to talk to you about today. So the steps are R, F, helps if I can write my letters correctly, RFM. Those letters stand for recency, frequency, and monetary. And these come from the classic direct mail world where these are used to measure the potential responsiveness of a list, of a individual buyer on a list, in order to send out expensive direct mail. Because when you're paying $500 to $1,000 per 1,000 people that you're sending a message out, you have to be a lot more careful and a lot more targeted than with today, where you can actually send out emails by the tens of thousands at practically no incremental cost. So what do recency, frequency, and monetary mean? Well, it's all about your response, and it's all about your spending money with the marketer or with similar marketers in the category. So recency, first off, is how recently you have spent money with that marketer or on similar products in the category. Because when somebody starts buying something in a product category, they tend to buy a lot of products in that category from the same marketer, from competing marketers. And this is why the direct mail world has hot lists, which is people who have donated within a specific recent period of time, like the last 90 days, last 6 months, last 12 months, where you're actually paying a premium for people who have more recently given money. Now, another thing that will increase the likelihood that you will respond is if you have responded frequently to similar offers in the past. And so in the case of donations to nonprofits, if somebody is on this donor list and this donor list and this donor list and this donor list, and actually they're on the hot list, meaning they've responded in the last 90 days to these various places, and so we know that in the last 90 days they donated to this cause and this cause and this cause and this cause, well, in that case, they are both recent and frequent responders to a specific type of appeal. And so that makes it so that they are more than likely going to be someone who responds to a similar offer in the near future. And so if they've spent money recently, if they spent money frequently, and the last thing that you look at is the monetary value. So if somebody has spent $1,000 in a space, they are potentially going to spend a lot more in that space in the future than somebody who spent $10 in the space, because people tend to spend to their capacity to spend. And so if you have somebody who's made 3 $10 donations, it's pretty likely that they're going to respond to another offer for another $10 donation. If you have somebody who's made 3 $100 donations, they may be more likely to respond to an offer for a $100 donation. And the same thing applies if you are selling commercial products. So if somebody has bought 8 books at $20 a piece, they're way more likely to buy another book at $20 a piece versus somebody who has maybe only bought the occasional book at $20 a piece. Or how's this? If somebody has bought, let's say, 5 copywriting programs and they spent $299 versus somebody who's bought 5 books who spent $20 each on the books. Well, if you're selling a copywriting program, as an example, to that person to both people, the person who spent $299 times 5 is way more likely to purchase another $299 copywriting program versus somebody who's just bought 5 books at $20 a piece. And so if you're looking for the perfect prospects for your next offer, what you want are people who have responded to similar offers recently, people who have responded to similar offers frequently in the past, and people who've spent a similar amount of money to what you are asking as part of your offer. And if you find someone who that lines up perfectly, who let's say in the last 90 days has bought something a lot like you're offering, who has purchased similar products or services in the past often, and who has spent a similar amount on those products or services as to what you're asking, well, that person is probably a perfect prospect for your offer. And so if you think about that in the context of the kinds of offers you're making, a great example is people who hire freelance copywriters. So I could go to I could go to a business that could really use my services as a marketing consultant and copywriter. And they could be someone who has never hired a freelance direct response copywriter or marketing consultant. And so they haven't done it recently, they haven't done it frequently, and they don't even know how much they should spend on it. Versus if I go to a direct response financial publisher who's putting out promotions like I write all the time, well, probably in the last month, they've signed 2 contracts with other freelance financial copywriters. So they've done it recently, they do it frequently, they probably, maybe they put out 25, 50 promotions a year, depending on the size of the business. And so they're doing it with some regularity. And if they are hiring other good copywriters who charge a similar amount to what I charge, they're spending a lot of money on those copywriters as well. And so if I find someone like that, this doesn't just apply to selling books, it applies to selling high-end services too, high-end business services. If I find something like that, they are far easier to persuade to try me even for the first time at my high fees as a copywriter versus someone who may benefit from my services quite a bit but doesn't have that history. So pay attention to the 3 steps. Find someone who's spent money on similar offers recently, who has responded to similar offers frequently, if possible, and who has spent a similar amount to what you want them to spend. And you are going to be predisposing yourself to getting the kind of response that you are hoping for from putting your offers out into the marketplace. So with that, I'm Roy Furr. I hope this has been incredibly useful to you. This is your weekly Video Friday issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I do these every Friday, plus Monday through Thursday. I put out an essay that will help you be a better marketer, copywriter, business builder, salesperson, and human being. And I hope that if you're not yet signed up, you go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. It's easy to sign up. There's no obligation and it's free. So with that, I'm Roy Furr signing off. Thank you very much. And I will see you again next Video Friday.